everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to today's session. So in today's Finance 360-degree session, we are going to cover a very important finance current affairs, a very important RBI notification that has been recently released by the Reserve Bank of India. So this notification is regarding the revised instructions that are issued by the Reserve Bank of India concerning the inoperative accounts and the unclaimed deposits. So these revised instructions are very important because the RBI is much focused on the unclaimed deposits and the inoperative accounts. So today we are going to understand that what are these revised instructions, what are the important points, the important data that you have to remember from the exam point of view, from the regulatory body's exam point of view. Okay, so let's have the complete understanding of this revised instructions released by the Reserve Bank of India. But before moving forward, do subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session. So starting with the inoperative accounts and the unclaimed deposits in the banks, the revised instructions have been released regarding these. Okay, the RBI has also given the proper definition of the unclaimed deposits and the inoperative accounts in its notification. You can understand that the definitions are very important. Direct questions in the RBI grade B can be seen from the definitions of the important things. Okay, so here we will understand that what is the definition of both of these things and what are the technical points that you have to remember. Okay, so RBI has issued the revised instructions regarding the inoperative accounts and the unclaimed deposits that are with the banks to help the account holders or the legal nominees to get their money through the dedicated and intense efforts by the banking organization to trace the beneficiaries by various methods. So the review has happened. The RBI has done the review in consultation with the stakeholders, the banks that are involved and the public that is involved. So the review has happened. Okay, that is regarding the consolidation and the rationalization of the instructions or the guidelines have to be consolidated and rationalized in regards to the inoperative accounts or the unclaimed deposits. You can understand that the RBI has continuously trying to work for the unclaimed deposits, to provide the unclaimed deposits to the rightful owners of the money. Okay, so let's say that there is some person who had a term deposit, who had a fixed deposit. Okay, now the person died in some unfortunate event. Now the person's family is not aware that okay, the person had a FD or the person had a RD. Okay, so now these people that are the rightful owners, these people that are the nominees in the FD and the RD, they are not able to claim that FD or the RD because they do not have any information regarding these deposits. So you can understand that these people that are in the need of the money, they are not able to access the money that is for them only. They are the nominees. So this can be a troublesome situation. Okay, so RBI in August 2023, RBI released Udgam, that is the centralized web portal for searching the unclaimed deposits. So that's why you can see that the RBI is continuously trying to work for the betterment of the account holders, for them to access the unclaimed deposits or for them to know about their inoperative accounts. Okay, so now the based on the review that is done by the Reserve Bank of India in consultation with the stakeholders, it has been decided by the Reserve Bank of India to issue the comprehensive guidelines rationalizing and consolidating the instructions that have been released before. Okay, on the measures to be put in place by the banks covering various aspects for the unclaimed deposits and for the inoperative accounts. So classifying accounts and deposits as inoperative accounts and unclaimed deposits as the case may be. So first of all, the banks have to rightly classify the accounts and deposits as the inoperative accounts or the unclaimed deposits, as per the definition that has been provided by the Reserve Bank of India that we are going to see in the coming slides. Periodic review of such accounts and deposits has to happen so that in a timely manner, the banks can recognize that okay, this account is becoming inoperative account, this account is becoming inoperative account, and the measures have to be taken to prevent the fraud in such account or deposits. So sometimes when a account becomes inoperative account, okay, the person is not able to operate this account now. Okay, the person has lost the details or something has happened. So for 1 year, let's say the person is not using this his or her own account. So this account is on the verge of becoming the inoperative account. Now let's say some other person has got the details. So some other person tries to do the fraud in this account because the other person knows that the actual owner does not have the details, or the actual owner is not using the account properly. So the third party can do any kind of fraud in this account because the owner is not the mobile number of has lost, which mobile number was connected with this account. So the owner is not going to get any information if the money is getting deducted from this account. So any kind of fraud can happen, any kind of mistreatment of the account can happen. So for the banks have to take the steps to prevent such kind of fraud in such unclaimed deposits or in such inoperative accounts. Okay. Steps to be taken for tracing the customers of inoperative accounts or unclaimed deposits, including their nominees or legal heirs, for reactivation of the accounts. Okay. Settlement of claims have to happen, or the closure of the accounts have to happen properly, so that the person whose money it is, or the nominee who should get the money, should be able to get the money properly. Okay. So settlement of claims or closure. So for all these aspects, there is the comprehensive guidelines that have been released by the Reserve Bank of India that we are going to see in the coming slides. So starting with the applicability. First of all, these instructions are issued by the Reserve Bank of India in exercise of the powers that are conferred by the Section 35A of the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. Okay. So it is not as per the RBI Act of 1934, but it is as per the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. Okay. This circular is applicable to all the commercial banks, including the regional rural banks and all the cooperative banks. So this applicability, I hope you remember that in the RBI grade B recent examination of 2023, there was a question regarding the applicability. So that's why the applicabilities, they are very important. Okay. This revised instruction shall come into effect from April 1, 2024. So near to the examination, if the exam happen in June, July, or any month like after April, you can understand that this is going to be important, because this instructions, the revised instructions, they will come into effect from April 1, 2024. Okay. So definitions. Now coming to the proper definitions. A savings or current account, they shall be treated as inoperative if there are no customer induced transactions, means the customer is not starting any transaction. Okay. The bank is providing the interest on the timely basis. So this is the bank induced transaction, that the bank is putting the interest in the account. So let's say in account 50,000 rupees is there. Every month the bank is putting the interest of 50 rupees in the account. So this is bank induced transaction. Bank is doing some transaction, or let's say the tax is deducting from this account. So this is the bank induced transaction. So there is no customer induced transaction. That means there is no internet banking that is being used. No transaction is happening through the customer. No RTGS, NEFT, any kind of transaction is not happening through this account. The UPI is not being used through this account. So that means there is no customer induced transaction that is happening in the account for a period of over 2 years. So remember this, that it will be called inoperative account if there are no customer induced transactions in the account for a period of over 2 years. Okay. Customer induced transactions means that the customer is not initiating any kind of transaction for a period of over 2 years. The credit balance. Now coming to the unclaimed deposits. So the credit balance in any deposit account, it can be the fixed deposit, it can be a savings account. So any deposit account maintained with banks which have not been operated upon for 10 years or more, or any amount that is remaining unclaimed for 10 years or more, as mentioned in the Depositor Education and Awareness Fund Scheme 2014, they will be called the unclaimed deposits. They will be called the unclaimed deposit. So you can understand that if the savings account or the savings deposit, they have, like if the savings account have not been operated for over 10 years, or let's say the fixed deposit or the saving deposit, they have not been claimed for 10 years, then they will be called unclaimed deposit as per the Depositor Education and Awareness Fund Scheme of 2014. And this money, this unclaimed money, like after 10 years, if they are not claimed, then after 10 years, if they are still unclaimed. So if they are remaining unclaimed for 10 years, after that they will go to the Depositor Education and Awareness Fund. Okay. So this is the idea. So here we have understood the definition of inoperative account, we have understood the definition of unclaimed deposit. These are the definition given by the Reserve Bank of India. There is one more important definition, that is regarding unclaimed deposit reference number. This is a unique number like your Aadhaar card, that is a unique number. Similarly, the UDRN is a unique number generated through core banking solution. Okay, so this is the core banking solution. That is the solution. This is a system, we can say, that helps the banks, that helps the RBI. So RBI also has a core banking solution, that is eKuber. So the system, this core banking solution, it is a system that helps in the regular and primary operations of the Reserve Bank of India. Every bank also has a core banking solution that helps the primary and the regular operations of the banks. Okay, so core banking solution, the UDRN is a unique number that is generated through the core banking solution, and this is assigned to each unclaimed account or deposit that is transferred to DA fund of the RBI. So I have told you that after 10 years, if the fund, any amount that is remaining unclaimed for 10 years or more, they will be sent to the Depositor Education and Awareness Fund. So when the money is coming, like when the deposit or the account is transferred to the DAF fund, they will be assigned a UDRN. Okay, so this is the idea that you need to have. Now the number shall be, the UDRN number shall be that the account holder or the bank branch where account is maintained cannot be identified by any third party. So this number shall be in such a way that the account holder or the bank branch, they cannot be identified by any third party, so that the third party is not able to access the account and the third party is not able to do any kind of fraud in this account. So understood the idea very clearly. The inoperative account are the account that in which there is no customer induced transactions that are happening for a period of over 2 years. Unclaimed deposits are the deposits which are not claimed for 10 years or more, and the unclaimed deposit account is that kind of account which is not operated for upon 10 years for 10 years or more. Okay, so this is the unclaimed deposit or unclaimed account. Okay, UDRN is a unique number that is generated through the CBS and assigned to each unclaimed account or deposit that is transferred to the DA fund of the RBI. Okay, so now coming to the review of accounts. So here the bank shall undertake at least an annual review in respect of the accounts where there is no customer induced transactions, where there is no transactions in the account that has been initiated by the customer, or there is no interaction of the customer with the account for more than a year. In that case, the annual review has to happen of that account, of those accounts. Okay, and in case where there is no explicit mandate to renew the term deposit, like I have a term deposit, I have a fixed deposit of 2 years, and after a few months I have given the mandate that I want to continue the fixed deposit for 2 further years. Okay, so in case there is no explicit mandate to renew the term deposit, the bank should review such accounts if the customers have not withdrawn the money after maturity or have not transferred the money to their account, their savings account or current account, in order to prevent such deposits from becoming unclaimed. So you can understand that in case the term deposits are not being claimed, in case the term deposits are not being transferred to their savings or current account, that means the person is locked and there has been a few months, like at least a year has passed. In that case, there is some problem with that account. Okay, the person is unaware that there is something that has happened to the person is not taking the money. Okay, because who will leave their money just like that? There should be something that must have happened. Now the bank shall inform the account or deposit holders that there has been no operation in their accounts or deposits in the last 1 year. So in such case, the banks have to inform the account or deposit holder that there has been no operation in their accounts or deposits in the last 1 year, and if this continues, then after 1 more year, what will happen, that this account will become inoperative, because for two simultaneous years there were no operation that happened in the account. Okay, so the alert messages shall invariably mention that the account would become inoperative if there are no operations that are further carried out during the next 1 year, because then for 2 simultaneous years there would be no operation in the account. The account holder would be required to submit the KYC documents afresh for reactivating the account. And if once the account has become inoperative, there has to be the reactivation that has to happen, and for the reactivation there is again the whole process that will happen where the KYC has to be provided and the documents have to be provided. So this is the idea, that the banks have to inform the account or the deposit holders that for the previous 1 year there is no operation that has happened, and if this continues for the next year also, the account will be considered inoperative account, that you are not doing anything with the account, it has become inoperative. To reactivate the account, to even take out your money from that account, then you will have to do KYC again, if this is the situation. Okay, so this is the review of account. Remember the timeline. Okay, treatment of accounts opened for credit of scholarship amount and credit of direct benefit transfer under government schemes. So before starting this, I want to give you an example of mine, that in 10th I got good marks and I was getting scholarship for 2 years. In 11th and in 12th I used to get 500 rupees every month. Okay, so this is a very small amount, but I used to get 5, and it was like for 2 years. For 11th and 12th, I like a check was deposited every month in my bank account. Like the school, when they saw my number, they opened a account for me, and every month they used to deposit a check of 500 rupees in my account. Okay, now this account, I didn't touch this account for 2 years. I was doing nothing in this through this account. Okay, there was nothing that was happening through this account. I was not able to take the money out. Okay, because for 2 simultaneous years there was only the deposit that was happening of the checks of 500 rupees, and my family was like that, once you like start your college, then we will use this amount to get something for you. Okay, so for 11th and 12th, I used to like, the account was just there, the school was depositing the check in the account, I was not doing any transaction through that account. So you can understand that for 2 years, from the customer side, from my side, from the account holder side, this account was inoperative. Now try to understand that what is happening currently. So the banks open zero balance accounts for beneficiaries that are getting this that are getting the benefit under the central or state government schemes, and for students who receive scholarships. So for them there is a zero balance account that is opened. So that happened in my case also, that for me a zero balance account was opened, as I was the beneficiary who was receiving the scholarship. Now in this case, the central and the state governments, they have been expressing difficulty. So what is happening, that the central and the state governments, they have been expressing difficulty in crediting the checks, in providing the checks, or providing the direct benefit transfer, or providing the electronic benefit transfer or scholarship amount in these accounts, as they are also classified as inoperative due to non-operation for 2 years. So you can understand that just in my case, what I was doing, I in 10th my account was opened, like after 10th my account was opened, that was a zero balance account, and for 2 years I was getting the money, like the school was transferring the money in my account, but I was not using this account at all. Like I was in my 10th, 11th, 12th, so I was focused on my study. Me or my family, they were not going to the bank. We were not taking out any money out of that bank account. So it was from the customer, from my account holder side, it was completely inoperative. Okay, like I was not using it at all. So only the checks were coming. So here, what is happening, that the central and the state governments, they are saying that they are not able to transfer the benefits, they are not able to transfer the checks, they are not able to provide the scholarship amount in the accounts, as they are classified as inoperative due to non-operation for 2 years. Just think that if I was getting the scholarship for 3 years, let's say for college, I started the college. In first year I have to get the scholarship, in second and third year I have to get the scholarship for 3 years. Okay, so in first years the money is coming, second year the money is coming, and I'm not using the account for 2 years, because this is only the account that I have opened for my scholarship, and I will use the scholarship after my third year has passed for my masters, let's say. So now the bank is saying that because the customer is not doing anything with this account, the customer is not doing any transaction, the customer is not using this account, the account has become inoperative. So for the third year the college will not be able to provide me the scholarship, because the account has been classified as inoperative due to non-operation for 2 years from the customer side. So this is the problem that is being faced by the central and state governments. So the bank shall, based on the purpose of opening of the account, so during the opening of the account the purpose has to be asked, and segregate the aforementioned accounts in their core banking system. So I have told you the all the banks, they have a core banking solution through which they undertake the primary operations, okay, primary banking operations. So through their, in their CBS, in their core banking solution, they have to segregate the aforementioned accounts, that is the accounts of the beneficiaries of the central or state government schemes, the accounts of the students who receive scholarship. So such accounts have to be segregated so that the stipulation of inoperative account is not applicable to these accounts. So these accounts will not be considered inoperative accounts, okay, due to their non-operation for a period of more than 2 years. So these accounts will not be treated as inoperative accounts even if they are not being operated for more than 2 years. So this is the idea, this is the clarity that you need. This is related to the government schemes, that for the government schemes, for the direct benefit transfer, for such kind of beneficiaries, for the scholarship holders, the accounts will not be treated as the inoperative accounts if they are being, if there is no operation that is happening for a period of more than 2 years also. So they will not be treated as the inoperative account or inoperative inoperative account. So the stipulation of the inoperative account is not applicable to these accounts due to their non-operation for a period of more than 2 years. So this criteria will not be there for the above mentioned accounts. Okay. So now coming to the segregation of inoperative accounts or unclaimed deposits. This is required to be done to reduce the risk of fraud. Otherwise, if the inoperative account, let's say for 2 years, there is no customer induced transaction that has happened, and suddenly now the account has become inoperative account, and there someone is trying to access that account and take all the money out. So something seems fishy, right? So here the transactions in inoperative accounts which have been reactivated, if they have been for the inoperative accounts, you have to understand that there is no transaction that can happen from the inoperative account. So they first have to be reactivated. So if they are getting reactivated, still they have to be monitored regularly for at least 6 months at higher levels by controlling authorities of the concerned branch without the knowledge and notice of the customers and the dealing staff. What if some customer, not customer, what if the dealing staff of the bank branch only knows that this account is inoperative account and through some means has reactivated this account to take the money out? So this kind of fraud should not happen from within the branch or from outside the branch, from any kind of third party involved. So that's why this is the segregation of inoperative accounts. First of all, from the inoperative accounts, there can be no money. Like, inoperative accounts are the accounts that are not operated for 2 years. There is no customer induced transaction that has happened for 2 years. So they have become the inoperative account. So the account in which there is no customer induced transaction that has happened, so this account has become inoperative account. So from this inoperative account, first of all, there can be no transactions that can happen now. This account has to be reactivated for any kind of transaction, and the reactivation should also happen through a proper process, that is through a KYC process. And then after the reactivation also, for 6 months, the bank branch, like the controlling authorities, have to monitor this account for at least 6 months. Okay. Operational guidelines. Now the bank shall make available the facility of updation of KYC for activation of the inoperative accounts. First the inoperative account has to be activated, then only any kind of transaction can happen through this account. Okay. Or unclaimed deposits, for them also the updation of KYC is required at all the branches through the video customer identification process if requested by the account holder. And this can only happen if requested by the account holder, because when the account holder requests, then only the inoperative account can be activated. Okay. So only at the request of the account holder, the inoperative account can be activated, because then only the video KYC will be possible. Okay. The banks are not permitted to levy the penal charges for non-maintenance of minimum balances in any account that is classified. So if an account is classified as inoperative account, if the account is classified as inoperative account, so after that the bank is not allowed to levy any penal charge for not maintaining the minimum balance. Okay. Non-charges no charges shall be levied for activation of the inoperative account. So inoperative account has to be activated, and for that activation there is no charges that shall be levied. Okay. So bank shall host the details of the unclaimed deposits which have been transferred to DA fund of RBI. So banks have to show on their website, the unclaimed deposits, that are the deposits that have been transferred to the Depositors Education and Awareness Fund. Like for the 10 years they have not been claimed, and so they have been transferred to the DA fund of the RBI. So, okay, so on the website of the bank has to showcase the information regarding the details regarding the unclaimed deposits, in which the name of the depositor, the address without the pin code, and the unclaimed deposit reference number will be shown in the website. Okay, on their respective website, all the banks on their respective website have to show the details of the unclaimed deposits when they have been transferred to the DA fund. Okay, which shall be updated regularly, at least on a monthly basis. They have to be updated on the website. The account number, its type, outstanding balance, how much balance is there in the account, and the name of the branch shall not be disclosed at the bank's website to safeguard the unclaimed deposits from the fraudsters. Okay, so now this was the complete notification of the Reserve Bank of India that is required from the exam point of view. So I hope you have understood the notification clearly. So this is the first question. I hope you will be easily able to answer this question, and this is the second question, so try to answer this question. Okay, so now coming to the big announcement from EduTap, that we have brought for you the comprehensive guidebook for the RBI, NABARD and SEBI. Through this single guidebook, your many of the queries will be resolved. If you want to know about the syllabus of the examination, if you want to know the sources from where to prepare, even if you want to know the previous year question, and if you want to get the previous year questions, these are the guidebooks that you can download. They are absolutely free of cost, to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can easily download these guidebooks. The link is provided in the description box below. So now let me first show you the people that have given the right answer of the previous session question. So let's see that who has given the right answer. So it is Kingshuk, Ankit, Abhay, Molly, Prathwin, Sorish, Riya, Ankit, Jayant, Ashutosh, Ankit Goel, Rushi, Neetu, Abhiman, Shivani, Shubhalakshmi, Nikhil, YDV, Priyanka, Kiara, Ankit and Shahdev, Kamal Krishna, Tamiz, Bhavna, Amisha, Harshal, user Ronak, Juhi, Aditi, Kinnarva, Namrata, Ankit, Abhishek, Muskan has given the right answer. And thank you so much for your wonderful comments, and you are most welcome, all of you. I'm really happy to see such kind of comments that like if you are getting help from the sessions, that is the motivation of making the sessions. Okay, that is why we are making the sessions. That's why we are providing the free sessions, because like it is to help you all, and such comments, they are really very motivating. And I have also taken some of the feedback from you all, so thank you for that also. And thank you so much. Like I cannot, like I have too many sessions going on right now, so I'm not able to I read the comments, but I'm not able to reply to each one of you all, because I have the sessions going on from morning 7:30. So due to that, right now I have the time crunch, I can say. But I see these comments, and they are like, I get very happy, I get very motivated to make these sessions. Okay, so thank you very much for wonderful comments that your people are sending to me, and it's really really motivating. Okay, so thank you so much. And if you have any query, you can comment down below. Do give me the answers of the homework questions, and you can call us here, or you can mail us here. Okay, if you have any kind of query that you have. So thank you very much. Have a good day.